Hello my nostalgic friends, buonasera! In this video we're gonna see a comparison between two really nice film cameras. I have two reflex right here. They are not the highest range but really high-end cameras. This is the Nikon FE2 and is compared with the Canon AE1 Program. Both cameras are manual automatic cameras, has a lot of professional features, are not the most professional cameras, but are really nice to use. In this video I want to compare them because are really similar in tag price, but are also has also a lot of differences. I really like both cameras. You can find all of them in white or silver, in silver on black color. Are really good systems. You have got a lot of lenses for both brands, and one really important thing from these cameras is the fact they are really reliable. It's hard to find one of those cameras which is not working. It's really hard to find, and that's it. I told you this camera, the Canon, is from 1981, the Nikon is from 1983. Really similar years of production. Both of them I've equipped with 50mm 1.4, and that's it. Are electronic cameras. They need batteries to work completely. They are really compact, as you can see. Really nice to have in the hands, and that's it. What else to say? Let's see closer how this camera works. Something to say, both of them are good to use, but maybe the differences is between how you shoot, because with the Canon you have got inside the viewfinder a scale from apertures. Instead in the Nikon you have got a scale of shutter speeds. Okay, then maybe it's a different approach to the exposimeter and to use the cameras. Okay, let's see closer the similarity to this and the differences between those two cameras. Let's get started. And here we are. Those are the cameras. As you can see, are really similar in dimension, are exactly the same. Maybe I show you also. They are also identical in width, and let's get started. Both of them are electronic, but 1 point for the Nikon, because the Nikon can shoot, yes, electronically, but we have got also the some mechanical features, as 1 over 250 of a second is mechanical, which is the synchro flash. And we have got the B mode, which is mechanical. That's useful when you shoot stars, for example, don't use a lot of battery. And also we have got the mechanical self-timer. These are important things if you are without batteries, and it can happen. Maybe the electronics with high temperatures or cold temperatures maybe doesn't work, and the mechanics always work. This is something important to say for the Nikon FE2, which is really important. The Canon AE1 program, it's fully electronic, uses a 4 LR44 battery. The FE2 Nikon is 2 LR44 battery. The sensitivity of the film are about the same, as you can see, but 1 point for the Nikon, because you can compensate the exposure with this lever right here. On the Canon you can't. Actually, on the Canon you have got only to set your sensitivity, but you can't adjust the exposure in auto. We have got on both of them the lock exposure. You can lock exposure on Nikon pressing here the shutter self-timer. You have got to press this lever and you can recompose your image. On the Canon you have got this button on the top. You can press and recompose your image. Okay, another difference is the shutter speeds. On the Canon you have got shutter speed which goes from 1 over 1000 of a second to 2 seconds plus B mode and program. On the Nikon, you have got the shutter speed, which goes from 1/4000 of a second, which is insane, to 8 seconds, plus the mechanical synchro flash. We have got also electronic and mechanical synchro flash, plus B mode and A mode. Okay. Then for shutter speed, the Nikon is a little bit better. It's important when you have got a lot of light, full aperture, to have got faster shutter speed. Okay. Both camera can shoot manually, and both camera has one automatism. With the Canon, you can shoot at priority of shutter speed. You set the shutter speed, and you can use automatically the aperture, putting on A. Okay, here is the A. And on Nikon, you can put on A, and you have to set the aperture. Okay, you set the aperture, and the camera set the shutter speed. But the Canon has one plus. The plus is the program mode. You can put shutter speed on P, the lens on A, and actually the camera can shoot fully automatically. This is great when you start, because you don't have to think to set aperture or maybe the shutter speed. This camera is fully automatically. For Nikon, if you want to shoot in program, you have got to buy the Nikon FE. Okay, this is one point for the Canon. Another point for the Canon is because in the viewfinder you have got a LED and you can see the aperture in the darkness. Okay, and on the Nikon you have got only a window with the aghetto, which shows the shutter speed, and this is harder to see without light. Okay, in low light maybe I will prefer the Canon for only this reason, for the LEDs inside the viewfinder. One feature that Nikon has over the Canon is the double exposure. Okay, we have got this lever right here. This lever permits to have multiple exposure. Okay, this is pretty useful if you want. And the Canon doesn't have multiple exposure. Another difference is the Canon on the shutter counter arrives to 38 instead of the 36. We have got 2 more shots with the Canon instead of the Nikon, which arrives to the classical 36. Okay. Which else difference? The self-timers, as I told you, the Canon is fully electronic, and I will show you. I charge, and as you can see, you have got only the beep because it's fully electronic. That needs battery to work. And this is, and now I show you the Nikon. And as you can see, the Nikon locks up the mirror. Okay, is the diaphragm closed, but locks up the mirror. Okay, mechanical shutter has shut. It's important, this thing, because if you want to not have shaky pictures, it's a little thing, but we have got the mirror which wakes up on the Nikon when you start the self-timer. On the Canon, no. On the Canon, the mirrors get up when shuts. And this is better features for the Nikon, okay? To have the previous wake up of the mirror. Okay, which other difference we can see here? Another difference is the Nikon has this lever right here, which help us to unlock it's not help us to unlock the back, but actually locks here the lever. You can't, as you can see, get out without pressing this lever. This is important to not open for error. I will show you the backs. Another difference we have got here, the Canon has a horizontal traveling curtains. Maybe autofocus helps me. On the Canon we have got horizontal traveling curtains, as you can see. Sorry, the self-timer. As you can see. horizontal traveling. On the Nikon we have got a vertically titanium curtains, as you can see, and these one are I think more robust, as you can see, and are still faster because on the Nikon we have got a synchro flash of 1/250 of a second, which is the fastest synchro flash that cameras has till today. And the Canon has a synchro flash of 1/60 of a second, which is pretty slow. It's important if you want to shoot in daylight with a field flash. The Nikon it's way more better because it's a lot faster, the synchro flash. Okay. Let's talk something annoying from the Nikon. We have got the lever here, which get out and get in. When you get out, you can press the shutter, and when it's closed, you switch off the light meter, but also you can press. And this is pretty bad because when you are shooting, you have got to has this open, and when you're shooting maybe vertically, this thing or horizontally and enters in your eye, okay? And this is really uncomfortable to use, okay? I prefer to close this thing, but you can't shoot when it's closed. This is pretty bad. We don't have this problem on the Canon, which come out, but also if it's closed you can shoot. A little difference, but it's important. I know on the Nikon we have got TTL flash. I don't know if still Canon has, but Nikon I'm sure that has TTL flash. Another difference, both of them has interchangeable focusing screen, which is really good. Both of them can change focusing screen. The depth of field preview, it's pretty annoying on the Canon. It's right here, but it's small, as you can see. It's hard to press, and when you are using the camera, it's hard to arrive and focus. I don't really like this one. I prefer the Nikon one. Look at that. The Nikon, it's right here. It's really easy to use. You focus, you press the shutter, and you can close the aperture. Really comfortable. But actually the Canon can stay fully closed. If you press like that, as you can see, you can stay fully closed, which is a feature in Plus that Canon has. Okay, and that's it. That's it. Maybe every difference that I found from these cameras. Which one to buy? This is a really hard question. Maybe you have to buy that one which you prefer the lenses, and that one which you prefer the usability. I prefer to shoot in aperture priority. The Canon can't shoot at aperture priority. It can shoot program, manually, and shutter speed priority, okay? The only mode that can shoot, actually the Nikon can shoot aperture priority. I prefer to set the aperture and to let the camera selecting the shutter speed for me. I prefer to use this kind of shooting, okay? But if you prefer to set the shutter speed and the camera set for you the aperture, maybe the Canon is better for you. Also, I think the Canon it's really good to start because you can use in fully program. Okay, you can use in fully program, and that's maybe easy to use fully program and aperture and shutter speed. Okay, and also Canon I prefer in low light because has LEDs which are more visible than the Nikon Aghetto. Okay, then those are the advantages of the Canon. Instead, I prefer the depth of field preview of the Nikon, the mechanical self-timer. It also, the lock exposure, it's more comfortable here on the Nikon. Instead of the Canon, you can focus and use, it's pretty harder. We have got a lot of faster shutter speeds. We have got mechanical B mode. For some reason I prefer the Nikon. Also in the Nikon you can see in the viewfinder the aperture set and the shutter speed. Instead the Canon you can see only the aperture that camera will select for you. Okay, you have got more information here on the Nikon. And then which one to choose? I prefer also the mount. The Nikon F mount is used in digital era. Okay, you can find a lot of lenses. Also the Canon FD mount, you can find a lot of lenses too, really good lenses. But this mount, it's really complicated, as you can see. The Canon FD mount, it's complicated. But anyway, it's a small difference. Then that's all that I have to say for this video. I like both of cameras. Let me know in the comments which one you prefer and which one you like more. That's it. We will see in the next video. Io vi saluto. Ciao ciao.